3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Oh, that's sick. Yes. Hello to all you geeks and degenerates out there, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm your host, John, and I am joined by, as always, my favorite co-host, Enzo. But
Thank
I,
you.
yeah, hey, I mean, we're always together.
Yes. Help, no
But,
kidding.
excuse me, you cannot escape me. We
That
are
is true.
friends forever. I pull up my shirt, we're stuck together by one organ.
Yes. We're actually just
Yeah.
filming in the same location. We just been lying to the people the whole time.
Yeah. But, I do have one question for you, Enzo. Regarding this review. You like jazz?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
good.
had a
Because we're
feeling you
getting a
would.
lot of it.
Yeah, I had a feeling you would ask that, you son of a bitch. Like, I'm sure you're gonna pull out a B movie pun somewhere here.
No, because fuck you. You had this whole like before we even started. You were like, "Okay, I'm gonna count you down. 3, 2, 1. Let's jam." I'm like, "Okay, that's sick." Oh god. But yeah, how did you get to know this anime? I don't know. Like, yeah. Well, besides when I forced you into watching it, did you hear about this anime before?
um, I mostly heard it from like my fencing partner and Chris Stuckman. Like I've seen some of the videos on his channel. Like, oh, I guess it's worth watching since he gave it like an A plus, I think, somewhere
Hmm.
along those lines.
I mean, it's well deserved.
Yeah. But yeah, I when the Netflix thing was dropping, they were like, we're gonna drop the original one too, for so people can get refreshed or like get introduced to this world before we
Hmm.
do the live action one. I was like, you know what? Why not? I'll dive into it, and I wish there was more episodes. Like, 'cause by the end, I'm like, you got. I was like, got any more of those Cowboy Bebop episodes?
Nah, he dead. No, but we'll get to that later. But I will say there is a movie, but sadly we are not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the show strictly. But if you guys want us to do a review on the show, the movie, please do tell us in the comments. But yes, I'm so happy that Netflix dropped the original show because I swear to God, fuck, I'm trying to remember his name. Shinichiro Watanabe is the creator of. Let me check. Let me fact check. Yep, it is Shinichiro Watanabe. Shinichiro Watanabe is an amazing, amazing anime director because he does make really stylish. At some points, his style doesn't make sense, but then again, you kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke to that. I'm gonna smoke to that. Yeah. Because I swear to God, this show made me want to smoke a cigarette while I was watching. I'm like, but I can't because asthmatic.
Hmm. I can't either because I
I
have parents as doctors, and that's a bad combination.
That is a really bad combination. They smacked you with a medical book.
Yeah.
But like I don't
Bring
know.
me to the morgue. They're like, this is your fate. Like, okay. I know you continue. Sorry.
But yeah, Shinichiro Watanabe is an amazing director who has done other stylish anime like Space Dandy and Samurai Champloo, which they all have an amazing soundtrack. Like I swear to God, every fucking anime this man works on, the music slaps.
Yes.
Like it is legitimately good. I swear, Enzo. Like after this, watch Samurai Champloo. Sadly, it was in Netflix like a few months ago. Then they took it out, and I guess they had to make space. But I don't know. I I don't know what's up with Shinichiro Watanabe. Dude has connections to like amazing
Composers.
composers. I swear he did a video with Flying Lotus. There's one with Nujabes and God, I forgot the composer for Cowboy Bebop. But yeah, so we got Samurai Champloo, Space Dandy, and Cowboy Bebop, which is jazz, hip hop, and disco. Yeah, disco. I have yet to finish Space Dandy because I am binging Shinichiro Watanabe's work right now. But I swear to God, Enzo, you really gotta try his shit. It is legitimately fucking good.
After this, why not? Like, I
Yeah.
was impressed enough. Like, alright, I'll give his other things a shot.
And the voice of Spike Spiegel, which is Stephen Bloom, also voices the main character in Samurai Champloo, which is Mugen. Yeah, Mugen.
Steve Little is an amazing voice actor, by the way. Like,
Dude,
he
dude's flexible.
voices. Of all the characters I most recognize is obviously Wolverine, because I watched the animated X-Men series. Like,
Oh yeah, he voiced Wolverine.
he's Spike, he's Wolverine, he's Green Lantern, he was Sauron in the Shadow of Mordor games.
He was also fuck, what's his name? The fire guy from Ben 10.
He was also
Blast, there we go.
He was also Darkseid from
Really?
Justice League War.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
He was also interested. So like
yeah, he was Datu Talagbugsaw.
yeah, so I'm like that's sick. They got Stephen Bloom, the only like white dude to voice a character in this Filipino anime.
Yeah, hear him say, Filipino curse words. You're like,
Yeah, hear him
Alright.
say putang ina and like
like, all right, he got me. But yeah, he's such an incredible voice actor, and like, anything he's in, I'm like, I'm in. I'll watch it. I'll check it out at least.
yeah. But to all the characters here, besides Spike, because we all know he's our favorite. Who is your favorite character besides?
Faye and Ian.
Okay, the girl and the dog.
Yeah, I like corgis. They're adorable.
Okay.
But Faye is super fine. It's another level of waifu. Like, okay, I get why people are into her.
I guess you're into like girls that could kick your ass kind of deal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Explains why I like Abby so much.
I mean, Faye Valentine's far from Abby, minus the guns.
Not saying that like Ed and Jet are bad to me, but like the ones that really stick out are Faye, Ian, because he's a dog, and Spike.
Yeah.
But Jet does have a moment where I'm like, okay, I like you, but we can get to that later.
Yeah, but what's amazing about this anime is that everybody gets their time to shine. Like usually regular animes nowadays would be regular animes. Sorry. But like usually they would focus on, the main character or his love interest and that's it. Here you get pieces of for everybody. You get a little bit of everybody in this entire anime as we go through. And I love how the episodes don't even connect sometimes.
Yeah, it feels like since when I'm watching anime backwards apparently, it feels like the MHA sense of like everybody gets their chance in the sun. Like there's no underdeveloped character. Like if you think this character is not important, here you go. You have an episode all dedicated to them, like MHA but like smaller.
Alright, I have a question for you though. What do you think of this like non-connecting episodes? I mean, some episodes would connect, and some like hints of like Vicious, Spike's past with the Syndicate, and his the blonde hair girl. I forgot her name.
Julia.
Julia. There we go. How do you feel about like majority of the episodes not connecting at all? It's just them doing random bounties or like encountering random people.
Well, I'm always a fan of like you don't always have to be linear. Like we like Christopher Nolan shit. Like of course I like non-linear storytelling.
You got a point.
Yeah. But like other media, like say, I would say Memento. Like wait, that's Christopher Nolan too, you idiot. But like Pulp Fiction, and I keep going back to Nolan. But yeah, those movies that are like non-linear, as long as you do them well, it's fine. I like them. And as long as they're coherent, of course.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. For Cowboy Bebop, everything was coherent. Like everything followed the rules of the world, universe, and they didn't really stray too far from who the characters are. And I did have a friend who didn't like the show because he was like, oh, they kept going off on like other adventures instead of focusing on like Vicious because he wanted more Vicious. And this storyline of Spike. But I was like, I kind of like them branching out because they are just
Bounty hunters.
yeah, they're just bounty hunters. Of course, they're not going to encounter this just vicious every fucking day.
Yeah.
But it also helps the anime build its world. It makes us more sucked into this, you know, futuristic noir kind of universe that they have. And I don't know, I just love the whole style of Cowboy Bebop
Yeah.
because
The style is pretty great.
like you could tell that like if you watched this in our third like when we were like 13 or a little bit younger, we would have like based our personality on Spike Spiegel as best as we could.
I mean, I got the
It would have
afro
been
going,
sick. That's true.
and like you talked about the themes of the show. Like I do appreciate the western slash noir feel of the
Hmm.
show, like because this feels like very much so like a western noir inspired anime, like just the
Yeah.
best of them. Like Spike definitely feels like a Han Solo or like a man with no name, with his
Hmm.
crew of other desperados, for lack of a better term, because they are, because like they have no money, they have no food. At times you're like, when's the next meal? It's been 2 days.
Yeah, I do love that they're not perfect. It's always a ragtag bunch of fuck ups.
Yeah,
Like they won't even get the bounty, but they got like closure with this one character. Like at some points they don't even get closure. They just you're like fuck it, we'll just live with it. And I like that kind of mentality.
yeah.
Like
Though
I didn't get what I want. Oh well,
there are
let's
definitely
carry
like
on.
filler episodes, like that one episode with Ed, like going against the mushroom guy. I'm like, this is kind of filler, like really
Oh,
filler.
that was really filler. And then we could see like different bounty hunters, like that lady with the afro and the car.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the other one that was pretty much a what do you call it? It was a reference to that one movie with Antonio Banderas.
Shaft.
No, Antonio Banderas.
Ah,
He carries like a coffin around, and then what's inside is like a machine gun.
Desperados.
Desperados. There we go.
No.
Yeah, sorry,
Uh,
but yeah, there's
yeah,
that guy.
yeah. Both the lady and the guy looked straight up like they came out of a '70s film.
Oh yeah, super. And I also love the TV show that they always watch where it's like they just get the bounties.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
towards the end, you're like, "Sorry, folks, we're closing down because of low views." And then she's like, "What the fuck do you mean? I wasn't doing anything."
I'm calling my agent.
Um,
Yeah.
question for you: what were the episodes that really stood out?
But, the ones that really stood out was the first time Faye like ran away.
Hmm.
Was it the Mercury one? Sorry, Jupiter
Yeah.
episode. Yeah. It was the Jupiter episode where we meet Vicious for the first time, and we meet like
not for the first time.
sorry, the syndicate of like where Spike came
Yeah.
from, and they have a fight scene in the church, and that shit was amazing.
Yeah, and the Jupiter one is amazing too because you get more of like Vicious's backstory, especially with forget his name, but like he's on a planet full of dudes, and he looks the way
Yeah.
he does, and you're like, surprised, nothing's happened to you.
Wait, I think we're thinking about two different episodes. My bad. Uh, but anyway, Opera House, Vicious slices the throat of his old boss, and then
Yeah.
Faye like meets him. That episode,
Ah,
yeah, and then Spike blows up the entire church, and like he gets flashbacks of Julia and shit. But I also do like that episode. That's also one of the episodes that stood out to me. Is that this guy and Vicious used to be was this war buddies
yeah,
in Pluto? Was it Pluto?
yeah. I think it was Pluto.
Yeah, and it was just pretty much hell for them. And then after that, the guy got experimented on, and then his hormones got like fucked up, and then he got boobs.
Um, I do like the episodes that deal with Faye's backstory too, like her past.
Oh, where she was like cryogenically
Yeah.
frozen.
First is with like the lawyer guy, who
Hmm.
like takes her in, takes care of her, and then dies. And then she just wants answers from him. And then they end up with she and Ed end up on a planet with like, there's something going on here, with like kids and like old people, and one of the old people were like, Sally, it's you, or something like that. You're like, oh, okay. So you're not Faye.
No. She knows. She said Faye. They still stuck with the real name.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. You find out that like, oh, she's been asleep for 70 years, and like her life is pretty much taken away from her, and she doesn't remember anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that everybody has a little bit of depth,
Hmm?
especially Ed. I mean, we didn't get much of Ed, when it comes to backstory, but I don't know. Knowing that his her father pretty much abandoned her on the daycare center. Not really abandoned. He forgot.
Yeah.
And like it took him 7 years, was it, to find her?
Yeah, and if she finds him again on that planet, where
That was Earth.
sorry, yeah, Earth, where Spike and Jet are getting their asses handed to him by her dad.
Yeah. I also like the backstory of Earth itself, knowing that a Stargate pretty much blew up the moon, and then fragments of the moon keep crashing down into Earth. So
Yeah, it's
they
like-
have like
Gigi.
yeah, yeah. So like I forgot what the intervals were, but it was like every 2 hours there will be like 4 pieces of the moon crashing down into Earth. I'm like, that's not nice. Why are there still people living in Earth?
The episode where like he meets this guy after a hijacking on the spaceship, and he's like, "Help me to fight, because I have this plan that was also gonna help my sister."
The
better.
guy with like the plant.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then he was trying to learn like Jeet Kune Do from
He-
Spike.
Yeah, to be honest, like the first time I really watched this series, like was like earlier on this year, with like a Discord group, and like, this was the first episode I saw because I wasn't able to catch literally the first episode. So I was like, they filled me in. I'm like, oh, okay, this is how it's gonna be. Is it a fun anime? What's the tone like? And then when the guy dies by the end, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, damn. So this is the tone, huh?
Yeah, that is not really majority of the tone, but that is like the big hitting parts.
Yeah.
Like you'll meet like a new character in one episode, but by the end of the episode, they die.
Yeah.
Or there's a lesson learned.
And
So it's mostly a bittersweet ending for everybody.
it prepares you for the big death at the end, because I wasn't ready for that when I first saw it. So I was like, what? We can get to that later.
Yeah.
Wait, pause. We're talking about Cowboy Bebop. We're talking spoilers.
Yeah, get out, Garcia. Catch up, fool.
Drummer says catch up. Anyway.
Wait. Yeah. I'm trying to remember more episodes. There was that. I do love this one episode where it was the teddy bear, the teddy bear bomber.
And Spike and the other cowboy
The-
are competing.
You gotta love that. I don't remember the voice actor's name, but this guy voiced a shit ton of people in Fairly Odd Parents,
Oh,
especially the dad. I'm like,
Thank God.
this voice is very, very familiar. And hearing him say shit a lot and damn it in this show is actually very funny.
Yeah, and then he becomes a samurai by the end. Like, cultural appropriation. Thanks, sir. Cool beans.
He was this American cowboy, but by the end he like turns in his hat because Spike accidentally broke a building.
Yeah, or
And
like
it's like-
landed a really good punch, and he's like, "I'm done, partner. I'll just culturally appropriate another thing and become a samurai." I'm like, okay, I guess.
Hey,
Cool.
what's his name? Andy? Was it Andy?
I forgot. But it'd be
Yeah.
funny what's Andy.
And then he's like, I forgot the name of like the Japanese name, but I'll just like say it's like, call me Mafune. I'm like, oh god, this episode's so stupid. But I love it.
It is. What do you think of the cult episode?
Ooh. I think that's the one where that shit would actually make you question your religion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then when you find out who he is, you're like, can't feel bad for the dude.
Yeah. And that's for just pretty much straight up terrorism.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I like how he tricked the other bounty hunters to like just sleep forever
It,
until
it
they
is
die.
it is also a play on the because I think this was like very recent around that time that there was this whole cult, I forgot the name in Japan,
Yeah, yeah.
where they pretty much put a chemical in a train and
Uh,
paralyzed a lot of people.
they put
Like
like
it's the one
cyanide,
that
like a
like
cyanide
I
agent,
don't think it's cyanide
or like
because
I forgot the chemical, but like I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it like really fucked up everybody's nerves, so you can't really, you know, move.
Serene? No, that's not right either.
If y'all know the
If you know history, yeah,
let
there
us
we
know.
go. But yeah, I remember seeing the guy's picture in the newspaper as a kid. Actually, it's one of the few vivid memories of like his picture and like pictures
This
I
fat
wasn't supposed to
dude
be,
with long hair and a goatee.
and like pictures of body bags, something I shouldn't have seen as a kid. But anyway, I was staring at the newspaper like I can't conceive of what I'm looking at.
It is weird when it comes to Japan. Like crime doesn't really happen in Japan, but what are like, you know, yeah, crime doesn't really happen in Japan, but when it does, it's really fucked up.
Yeah, like yeah, it goes the same with like other you know um, countries with like heavy gun restrictions. Like there's a attack on like I'm sorry, this is becoming a bit political and historical ways, but like I'll wrap it up. I swear. There's like attack on like Norway, and like some teenage youth camp, and everybody was shocked because like thought Norway had their gun laws down, like handled. What happened? How could this go so wrong? I'm sorry for turning this
Anyway,
history
away
talk.
from this tangent.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that episode is like dealing with very irrelevant stuff. One being because it came, I don't know if it was during or after the time of the gas attacks, but like
Hmm.
knowing that it was around the same era.
Probably like a couple of years
Yeah,
after.
yeah. So it was real hard hitting for the people who watched it at the time, and it's still really hard hitting because there are a lot of cults still. So
Yeah, and watching the new Cowboy Bebop trailer, I think they're gonna be touching on that episode as well because I saw the mountain of TVs.
ooh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and if you saw like this one little scene where Spike is holding a gun
Hmm?
and like a dude in a white suit is like they're like fighting in like a bathroom. That's Andy. That's
Amazing.
gonna be. So I'm like, yes. I really
Um,
hope they put all of the episodes in here, but of course,
I think it's just
it,
10.
it's only 10 episodes when this show was like 25 plus.
Yeah.
I really hope they could squeeze it all in, but if they gotta leave out some irrelevant episodes that didn't really bring too much to the story,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Like Ed's bounty hunt. Like we don't need that.
Yeah,
Um,
but I do want to see the guy with the coffin though.
um, I would trying to think of other episodes that we saw. I like Jet's episode where he's tracking down this assassin that cost him his left arm. Well, you think he did.
When it was actually his partner.
Yeah, it's a classic like noir story. Like, oh, I'm not the guy who shot you. Your partner did.
For Spike, you can tell that it's very mafia-esque, kind of Godfather vibe with him. But with Jet, it's very noir detective, Blade Runner-esque kind of
Yeah.
deal. I love that. And Faye, the femme fatale, you know, like 70s movies. 70s? 60s?
Uh, 60s, 70s, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
around those times.
Um,
Ed, I don't know what Ed is.
I mean, we
Ein's
don't
a
know what-
dog.
That's not a dog. Ein's a dog.
I said Ein's a dog.
Oh, sorry. But like I don't imagine if we watched this back in the day, seeing all this blood and shit on the screen. Like just the first episode alone, we're like, oh, his brains is on the window panel.
I feel bad every time they're in a bar scene. The bartender gets like blown away.
Well, like with Jess episodes, it's like a cut to the neck and like, oh, like that. I didn't see that as a kid. Every time I'd be traumatized, like, oh, neck is bad then.
Yeah. yeah, they don't shy away from blood here, and I'm
Yeah.
actually really happy about that.
But
It builds character to the show.
one thing that's constantly recurring is Spike's quest to reunite with Julia, which pays off, and it's kind of like, how do I say this? Like, what was the point? Towards the end?
I'm gonna agree with you here. Like, I felt that that part of Spike's backstory, I get it that we don't know, and I get it we're not supposed to know, but we didn't care much for Julia.
Yeah, you want to set this up before we go into a tangent about that.
Hmm?
You want to set this up before we go into the final 2 episodes?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, or you just want to go straight to the finale?
Oh, okay, fine.
But before that, Ed and Ein leave the ship, so it's just Jet, Faye, and Spike.
Well, Faye and Ed leave the ship, and I do love this. There's this one song, and it's at the tip of my tongue, and I will find it in Spotify. But it's a mixture of Japanese and French, and I loved it so much. And you see, Ed and Faye, running away from the Bebop. If anybody knows the name of the song, please write it down in the comments. I really need you guys. But yeah, and I don't know, it's a little bit heartbreaking because Ayn also goes with them.
Yeah.
And you could tell that, like, oh, this is it. The group is separating, and this is the end of their adventure, kind of deal. And I don't know, a little bit bittersweet for Ed. I don't know what's gonna happen to her.
I'm sure she'll be fine. She can handle herself. Hopefully.
I hope. I don't know what powers her computer, but okay.
But like the first and second episode, like for the finale at least, it's like non-stop action.
Yeah.
From the shootout at the bar to like the space fight at the end of the first episode, it's like a constant chase.
Oh yeah, it doesn't fucking stop. Oh wait. Also, one episode I really do like is the one where we meet Spike's mechanic, and he has like this old Explorer. What's it called?
NASA Explorer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to point that out. Anyway, but yeah, we're at the end now. So yeah, we just see Vicious pretty much do a whole coup.
Yeah.
Against the bigwigs, the elders of, and it's pretty much a fight between the old guard and the new guard.
Yeah.
I love that dynamic.
Also, intercut is like him breaking out of his chains after his bird does a distraction and starts shooting people.
I don't get no. I don't get the bird. Is the bird a robot, or is it a bird and you just stuffed it with like gas grenades?
I don't know.
Because it didn't shoot, it blew up, and then gas grenades fell out of it, and then it started covering, and then that's when the shootout happened.
But yeah, that scene and the space fight was great because, like, at the same time, like, God, I hope Jet doesn't die. Please don't die in a fiery explosion, please.
Yeah, when he got shot in the leg, and then we meet Shen. And I forgot the other guy's name. But yeah, we meet Shen, who is like an underling of Spike back in the day, and they take care of each other. And knowing that Vicious finally started the coup, that was a really big deal because everybody started going after like the new guard of the syndicate, which is including Spike, even though he's like out of the syndicate.
Yeah, and by the end of the first episode for the finale, he and Julia reunite. And by the most of the second episode, it's like a chase, until they get to the top of a rooftop, and Julia dies.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Anastasia also dies. What's even worse is that it's Vicious who killed her.
Yeah.
You could tell that who Vicious killed when it's a slice, not a gunshot. And so for sure, he disemboweled like Anastasia.
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
like why are you so vicious, man? But yeah, Julia dies. I wasn't expecting that the first time I saw the show, so I was like, what the fuck? What's the whole point of this? Why?
No, but I think it's like past is in the past. Everybody dies.
Also, just sticking
Kind of
to
thing.
the Western and New War themes. Like, it comes to Western, some New Wars, they don't really have a happy ending.
Nah, sometimes bittersweet, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get Spike. He goes back to the Bebop. Uh, he has the one last meal of bell peppers and beef, and he has this whole talk with Faye, and he talks about his like one eye that's not really a real eye. One of them's a fake. Blah blah blah. I'm actually going there to see if I'm really alive. Quote.
Hmm.
Again, I'm really happy I didn't watch this as a kid because I would have based my personality on, and I would have been such a loser.
Imagine that.
You just see me learning Jeet Kune Do, and putting my hands in my pockets. I'll have like a sticko in my mouth.
What's up with Jomar? I didn't realize Cowboy Bebop.
He discovered Cowboy Bebop.
Uh,
And to all
Weep. No,
you
I'm kidding.
degenerates out there, I know you did it. You did it too.
But yeah, he takes on the syndicate by himself, essentially. With a bit of help from Shin. A bit.
Not really. Okay, he shouldn't shot one guy.
He
But I love
tried.
it every time like Spike like pulls out a grenade, he always does the teeth thing and
Mhm.
tosses it. Like we all know that's very hard to do.
I think he's getting hit too. You're like, oh, so. I love the detail of him, like, not being. We've said it.
Invincible.
Yeah. No. I wish we could do that. um, but yeah, him not being Superman, essentially. Like,
Mm.
throughout the whole show, actually, like, his first encounter with Vicious, too, where, like, he has, like, a gut shot. We're like, oh shit, he can get hit.
Mm.
He can die. Oh, obviously, he can die, but, like, other shows or, like, animated series, unless it's Invincible, the hero barely gets, like, a grievous wound.
Yeah, I would say like they did this like early on into the show as well, especially in that church scene where we see Spike and Vicious fight for the first time. We see Spike get shot, so yeah, we know that he's not invincible. But the thing is, usually these type of scenarios with like regular anime or regular shows, that the main character doesn't get hurt until he reaches the boss.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the main character getting hurt before he even hits the boss. So you're like the stakes are a little bit higher because you know he's like, oh, he has a gunshot wound. How is he gonna fight Vicious 100%? Well, Vicious is pretty much okay. It kind of proves that Spike would have finished Vicious off if he didn't have an injury.
Yeah, and goddamn, the last few scenes were like, I guess this is it. I
Yeah.
hope Spike makes it out alive.
Oh, he's disemboweled, man.
Um,
But I do love the fight scene. The mix of gun fu and a little bit of like John Wick style.
Though
Of
when he
course,
kept,
this came before John Wick.
yeah,
So I'm just saying, like the whole gun fu versus gun versus sword kind of deal.
he kept shooting while Vicious was blocking his gun. So I'm like, your ammo, man, conserve your ammo.
I mean, he did graze him,
Yeah,
but I swear, the fight scenes here are fucking amazing, especially for like a '90s anime. Like usually they're a little bit janky. This one flows very well, and what I like about it, it wasn't too long. Like fight scenes would last around 5 minutes, 3 minutes. This one lasted a minute, and you could see how fast like these killers can be.
yeah,
And they proved that they are very effective. As you can see, they both died.
yes, truly effective. Like, even with all his injuries, Spike still got a clean shot through like his heart. Well,
Dude.
he was also disemboweled, but like still.
The amount of injuries Spike gets and still being able to shoot properly with one eye
Mhm.
surprises me. And like, come on, he even shot a magnetic rock in space while traveling through hyperspace in his swordfish. So I'm like,
True marksman right there.
I swear, the man has dead eyes.
He just that's why he smokes a lot.
Oh, that's why.
Uh,
It all makes sense now.
it all makes sense. But yeah, he is fatally injured and he just dies on those steps. We're like,
But I don't
okay,
know. I love it. Like you see the the old syndicate and the new syndicate finally reach the top. They see the two guys who could actually take over the syndicate, fight to the death, and both of them fatally wounded. Well, it's Vicious is dead, but Spike like walks down the stairs, and just bang, and drops dead. Not gonna lie, that was badass. I'm sad, but that was badass.
yeah. Um, but yeah, you can see why this anime is so loved and like why what shows and movies, future movies at least, took inspiration from. Like Mando kind of takes inspiration from this.
Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like this shit hits like hard, like in the feels as well. Like I think this is the reason why they gave us like a bit of, you know, character building episodes where it didn't really mean anything to the actual narrative. It was just them being them, bounty hunting, became more of their character.
Yeah,
Because by the end you feel like,
you feel the loss.
damn, yeah, you feel the loss. Like this is a good character and he's dead.
Yeah, and you're like, what's the fuck is Faye and Jet gonna do from now on?
I guess
I
they're
guess
the new.
continue.
I guess Faye's gonna be the new Spike.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
fuck, this is a good anime, man. I'm glad you kept forcing it down on me and me being like, okay, I'll try it one
I
day.
was forcing it down this third, like, probs maybe 4, 5 years.
Yes.
I watched this when I was probably 14, 13. So I did take up that persona, like,
Yeah, but you set up a blue. What was he wearing?
hmm? He's like
Blue
suit.
blue suit. You constantly wore plaid.
Shut up!
You're plaid
I
and
would
smart.
I wasn't a stylish man back then.
But you have a great style now. Here's some pictures of that. No, I'm kidding. I don't want you.
Where'd you get those photos? No, you just crop my, like, you just stick my head on like bench underwear models.
Um, if I wanted photos from before, it's like SpongeBob's embarrassing photo from the Christmas party. Like, oh, here it comes. Uh,
But yeah, we've reached the final verdict for this anime. So what would you give this?
I'll give this a 9. Like,
Yeah.
aside from the fillers, it's a great anime. It has great characters, and yeah, they don't connect, but like each episode at least is entertaining, or
Hmm.
entertaining to great, where you're either having a great time, or just I'll watch this
Yeah,
for fun.
yeah. You can't wait for the next episode. Like even
Mm.
though this one didn't connect at all to the actual narrative, you still want to know what happens next to them. And yeah, and what more? It's more of a treat if you like the next episode will be actually the main story. Like, ooh, there we go.
Yeah,
But yeah, any
overall,
more
this
thoughts?
is a great series. Like, I'm glad I finally watched it. Like,
I same here.
beginning of February this year.
But yeah, I'm giving this one a 10. I'm sorry. I'm a basic bitch, but like
Don't
this
apologize, man. It's your story. It's your feelings towards this anime.
this shit hits hard because this is done by like cell tile animation. Cell animation is the one where they flip it up, draw something, flip it back down, just to line up the drawing to like the background and stuff like that. And this is before digital, so you gotta give props to these people who did this animation.
Yeah,
And I don't know, it's just this shit hits home. This is the shit that I used to watch when I was a kid. I always wanted the swordfish like model kid. I always wanted Beast Spike, but of course I can't. I want to have a tragic backstory, but of course I can't. But this show is really, really fun to watch. It does not slow down. Sure, you could say that there are episodes that don't really mean anything, but then again, you don't get bored. And if you want to watch it dubbed or sub, do whatever. Both are amazing.
Yeah.
How many animes can you say that both dub and sub are good to watch? Not much. And here it kills it. So
Which is why I hope the Netflix one is good at least. You don't have to be great.
yeah.
You don't have to be great. Just
Yeah, it does not have to live up to the actual source material because that is in its own plane. It just has to be good on its own.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't give me like, oh, it's not good because it doesn't live up to the anime. Like it doesn't have to. It's too much pressure.
All right.
Can be the anime is like, for us anime fans, and the Netflix one can be like, for casuals. Nothing wrong with that. We can just enjoy the same material together and be like, you know what? If you want to, check out the anime, and we'll check out the TV show, and maybe we'll have some gripes, but we'll have some things to praise as well.
Yeah. And hey, if the show does well, I really hope they could touch upon Samurai Champloo and Space Dandy. I don't know about Space Dandy. that thing's a little bit too
Niche.
no. Kind of hard to recreate in
okay.
live action because there is a lot of extravagant colors. But if they could do it, do it. But I really want to see Samurai Champloo of this
Here's the
like live action version. Yeah.
What is the worst live action adaptation of anything you've seen?
Holy shit! I'm not gonna go down the route of Dragon Ball because that's already a given.
I have one. Avatar, The Last Airbender. What the fuck was that? Why? That's a clear definition of I don't understand the homework at all.
He did not watch the show at all.
Like the fucking audacity to think you can come back and make 2 more of this shit. Because remember in the last movie, they introduced, what's your face? Azula. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I've never seen Enzo this heated before. I'm scared.
It's because I clear admission, I was late to finishing Avatar: The Last Airbender. I finished it like late 2018. Because I never got to finish it as a kid. I know, right? Because like, I didn't have the concentration to be like, every week is a new episode. I must watch it every week. Same day. Every time. I didn't have the discipline. Now I was on Netflix, I'm like, perfect timing. And I love everything about Avatar. And I wanted to revisit the movie for some reason. And god damn, it's bad. Dude.
It is really bad. It is really fucking bad. One I would give is a Parasite movie and Tokyo Ghoul live action movie. And I'll say the Death Note one that was like, adapted by Netflix. So this is why I'm a little bit scared for Cowboy Bebop. But everything so far looks very promising.
Like the only successful adaptation I've seen at least is Rurouni Kenshin. That's good.
Yeah.
But that's a
dude, I swear to God, finish the fucking movies. Like, where are you now? You just finished the first one? Watch the other 3. Because once you get to Rurouni Kenshin, the beginning, holy shit. Holy fucking shit.
Could you imagine a live action Evangelion or like an Attack on Titan again?
Oh right, there was the Attack on Titan movie. Evangelion, yeah, we got that. It's called Pacific Rim. Yeah, be mad. Be mad.
I don't care what people say, I love that movie.
Same here, it was way better than the anime.
Ooh.
Be mad.
Oh.
Also, Gundam's better.
Also, I think, you know what's really sad?
What?
Dragon Ball, the live action one, was my introduction to the series.
To anime?
To that, at least that. So I was like, I'll never watch it.
I'm so
I probably
sorry.
should. I probably should. Because I hear great things. But like for the longest time, I'm like, no, no more Dragon Ball anything for me. Same with
That,
Attack on Titan actually, like the movie. Since I'm a lazy bastard, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just watch the movie first.
you disappoint me so much.
I'm
Because
sorry.
hey, early Dragon Ball was the shit.
Yeah, but the one last
Right?
question before we go.
Yeah.
Since we already touched on Avatar, how do you feel about we're going off a property that already has a live action Netflix adaptation? How do you feel about the live action Avatar project from Netflix? It's the fact that the original creator walked away. He walked away, and I'm like, due to creative differences. You're like, oh shit.
Look, I don't get it. Why do they keep trying with Avatar? Leave it alone. Carry on with the story.
It's
What happens after Korra? I want to know more. Just leave it alone. Don't need to make it into a live action adaptation. We're done with Aang's story.
They already announced Fire Lord. I'm like, isn't it too soon? Like, give me some time, man.
I don't know, and I don't care, and I don't think I will watch it, but I will if you guys want us to do a review.
What do you mean
on it,
we
and shit
can?
on it if it's not.
I was like, what do you mean you don't want to watch it? We have to. Same
Right.
thing with the Game of Thrones one. We're like, I kind of don't want to though.
Okay, you gotta agree. You have to agree to this though. You have to watch it with me, like Discord call, watch it together. I will not watch this shit alone. Yeah,
Okay.
I will not have the attention span.
But yeah, Avatar is a great series, and M Night Shyamalan should have done it justice. It's the better Avatar than the Blue Aliens, definitely.
We went on a complete tangent.
I
This
know.
could have been a mosh pit episode, but oh well. Anyway,
Anyway,
I'm gonna
that's
be taking us home.
This is who we are. Sorry,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been a review for the Cowboy Bebop series. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Oh, if you like it, you love it.
Either you like it or you love it.
It's good. It doesn't suck. Please let us know in the comments. Be civil. Talk to each other. We also have a Discord group. Please join us there. Facebook as well.
We're lonely. I'm kidding.
Hey now. We also stream on Facebook. Links will be all in the description. Where can they find you, Enzo?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Gandalfus1995. Stupid name, I know. I'm sorry. Also, check out our buddies, our homies on Slurp Media on Facebook. They're great, and the newest addition to their group is our very own Urity/Edwin, so you can check him out there. Don't watch if you're underage or if you're with your parents.
Or watch.
Or
Doesn't
watch.
matter.
Don't
Just
watch.
do it.
But don't
care.
Yeah. Don't cancel us because we're still young YouTube channels, and so is Slurp.
Nah, but I swear they're really amazing, and they stream every day, so you have a buttload of content to watch and
Yes,
to catch
sir.
up on. Yes,
And they're funny
But-
too. They're really fucking funny.
they're hella funny. But yes, this has been us. Please leave a like, ring the bell icon, subscribe, and wear a mask. Stay social distance. Fuck off.
Go on, you're over there.
Social distance. Get vaccinated. Register to vote, and we'll see all you geeks and degenerates out there next time.
Bye.
This has been us, and please wear a mask, social distance, register to vote, get vaccinated, and we'll see you all geeks and degenerates out. Can you cut that part out? I'm tired. I lack sleep. Anyway, this has been us. Fuck, I keep fucking up. Please, everybody, wear a mask, social distance, get vaccinated, register to vote if you can, and fuck, I keep fucking it up, man. What is happening? This is the first time I fucked up an outro. I will overcome this. This is so stupid. I am tired. Okay.